What does the phrase, "it's never too late," really mean? My name is TK, and in this series, I'm hoping to shed light on how individuals rise above, own their realities, and overcome obstacles. Have you ever asked yourself, why is it that people are not able to look past mistakes despite witnessing one's emotional pain? This season, I'll be interviewing individuals in different areas and industries to explore their sometimes controversial views and why they feel it's never too late to change, follow their dreams, and walk in purpose. Hello, and welcome to season 2 of the Back and Forth TV podcast, where we believe it's never too late. I'm your girl TK, and I'm so excited to be here today. I have a special guest for everyone, Miss Stephanie Summers, and I know we'll get to that here very, very soon. There's a couple things before we jump into today's topic. This podcast, it does stream on all major platforms. So make sure whatever you use, whether it's Google, Apple, Spotify, Anchor, make sure that you rate and review the podcast. It does make it more discoverable. And we want to make sure that we're getting the message out to as many people as we possibly can. Also, just a quick thank you to today's sponsor of the show, Sankova Athletics, and we'll come back to them a little bit later in the show. And also make sure, if you're not already, make sure that you are engaging in social media. Make sure that you are following on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And then also all of these videos that you see, everything that you hear, all of the videos get posted on YouTube later in the week. So make sure that you like, subscribe, hit that notification bell on YouTube, and also make sure you share with all your friends. We want to make sure that we get the information out to as many people as we possibly can. Also, Patreon, get on it. What are you doing? So we want to make sure that you're a part of our family. Don't just be the extended family, become part of our immediate family. So you can do that by subscribing to Patreon. You'll get to watch all of the shows live. You'll be able to participate in the Discord chat, discount on merchandise, and all other events that we're going to be doing. You can probably get a discount on. There's going to be certain things we do exclusively for Patreon members. So make sure that you sign up for that. Literally like $3 a month. It's really not a lot, nothing expensive or crazy. And all that money, none of it gets pocketed. It all goes to just support the show, the studio, this facility, having, people produce it. Obviously it's not free. So all that money goes to that. So make sure you sign up for Patreon today to get access to all these things. Also, shout out to Level 4 Studio, this beautiful facility that I'm in. It's so awesome. I hope you guys like the new setup, because I do. I think it's dope. So whatever you need production wise, photography, videography, whatever you need, they do it. They're friendly, they're involved, so you're not in the studio by yourself. So make sure that you hit up Level 4 Studio if there's anything that you need in the Colorado area. Okay. Now, today's topic, which I'm excited about, is never give up on faith. Stephanie, can you hear me? Can you hear me? I cannot hear you, ma'am. One moment. Stephanie, is it on mute by chance? She said no. Un momento, technical difficulties. Well, while we're waiting, I'll give production a chance to fix the sound. I'll go ahead and read a quick bio about her, just so you guys can get to know her. So Stephanie is actually a native of Colorado Springs, Colorado. She began her singing career in the church kids choir and knew by the time she was 14 that she wanted a musical singing career. She got her jump start at the age of 18 when the late Reverend James Moore heard her sing and started the Colorado Mass Choir. With her as a featured lead singer over time, God has blessed Stephanie to share the stage with Dorinda Clark Cole, Pastor John P. Key, and Kirk Franklin, just to name a few. In the summer of 2020, God saw fit to allow Stephanie to become the season 10 winner of the BET show Sunday best. Stephanie's goal is to minister to the broken, lost, and hurting while reminding people that God is on their side. Stephanie continues to declare her favorite scripture, preserve me, O God, for in thee do I put my trust. Psalm 16 and 1. I'm sorry. Oh, keep going. Psalm 16 and 1. And so welcome, Stephanie. Before we jump in, really quick, I just want to share a little bit and let you guys hear from our sponsors today. And our sponsors are Sankofa Athletics. That's Sankofa Athletics. Sankofa Athletic Apparel is an athleisure wear and accessories company that provides thoughtfully designed, high quality pieces that are uniquely and sustainably sourced. Every piece is designed in the US. It comes directly from their factory in the Middle East to ensure that each handcrafted piece is made from only the best textiles, fabric, and raw materials available. I have ordered mine. It is definitely on the way. And this stuff, it's not made from some cheap polyester, bottom of the barrel foolishness. It's actually the best fabric you can possibly put on your body. Sankofa is a socially and environmentally conscious clothing brand that strives to be all inclusive for all genders. And you can do that and purchase some of their athleisure wear by going to sankofaathletics.com, Sankofa athletics.com. And don't go in there empty-handed. Use our promo code. That's BFTV15. So sankofaathletics.com/BFTV15. Okay, that's B as in Frank. No, not B as in Frank. B as in boy. F as in Frank. TV15. Use that promo code today. Okay. Stephanie, how you doing? Welcome.
I'm good. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. We can hear you now. We are good to go.
Awesome.
Well, before we get started and jump in, I always like to start off with a little bit of, icebreakers, let the people get to know something fun about you. And also for those of you watching and tuning in, please feel free to leave questions if you want to. I'll try to get to as many of them as we can. But if you have a question for Stephanie, leave it, and I'll make sure that we get those questions answered. First question for you: what is your favorite childhood movie?
My favorite childhood movie. Oh my gosh, probably Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
I was not
Real talk.
expecting you to say that.
That's real talk. I love that movie.
Really? What do you love
Yeah,
about it?
I do. The whole scenario, just how they impacted each other,
Mhm.
came together. Snow White, she was this little princess, and it was just a fun movie to me. I love anything Disney, but yeah, that was my favorite.
Yeah, it's definitely a cute movie. Second question. So I guess I could
Okay.
answer the question, what is my favorite childhood movie? I don't know if this is like a childhood. Well, I love Coming to America.
See,
It's one of my favorites. I can't wait till they come out with the second one on
the second
Amazon.
one. Yes.
Yeah, I hope it's gonna be as funny as the first, but
Okay. She's a queen.
I actually was watching that today. To be.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Now, if you had a choice to record with anyone in the world, who would you choose and why?
If I had a choice, and one is Dorinda Clark Cole. Um, so if I had to pick, I would pick her. I've loved
Dorinda.
her from a child. Um, Dorinda Clark, yes.
Mm-hmm.
But there are so
Yeah,
many now that I would want to do it with, but I would pick her
that's awesome.
for sure.
She seems like such a character. She seems so funny on social media.
She's really sweet.
Yeah.
And yeah, she is a character.
All right. And first questions from the audience. Hi, Tanya. When can we expect an album from you? Give us the exclusive. When is it coming? We want to know.
Hi, Tanya. I can't share too much, but we are putting it into works as of now. The pandemic uh, stopped a whole lot
Mm-hmm.
for everybody, for the world, but We are definitely in the move of getting something out really soon.
Hmm.
So hopefully by April,
Okay.
we'll have a single or something out.
She said by April, y'all. Y'all hear that? You heard it here. She's gonna have a single or something out by April. Let me know, girl.
Hopefully, hopefully.
Let me
Yes.
know. All right, so let's jump in. So the topic today is never give up on faith. And just from knowing you, my life, my whole life, you have such a beautiful story. And I'm so honored that you're giving me the opportunity to share the story with the world. Um,
Oh, for sure.
so yeah, really, how does it feel to be BET's Sunday Best Season 10 winner?
How does it feel to be Sunday Best winner? I just told someone earlier today that I honestly am still in complete awe. Um, I can't necessarily say I've always wanted a platform just to share my music, not so much for the fame and fortune of things, but to share my voice as life went on, to
Mhm.
share testimony. But I'm in awe. That's my real true. I'm grateful. I'm humbled, and I'm amazed at the timing of how it happened. And I told the person I hope that I am yet carrying this title well, Sunday Best. I don't have. I'm not out much, so um, what I do, I hope they're pleased.
Mhm.
But I'm enjoying it.
Yes, we were all rooting for you. You've been working so long for this. I think
Definitely.
we all shouted in the living room when we saw you win. Popcorn everywhere. Just
See, yes,
so tell
long
me, how
haul.
is it competing virtually?
The compete virtually, people don't really believe this answer that I'm fixing to give y'all, but the truth of the matter is, I was more comfortable being in my home than I
Hmm.
was being in front of, even though it was lights, cameras, action. We didn't have the stand here, move here, do that, twist here, do, look this way, do that. When they said us, that's where we were. It wasn't a whole bunch of space, but I was more comfortable. And I will continue to say, I felt as though it being in me, it'll resonate on out to the world. So I
Hmm.
took those three judges and the host and the people that I knew were behind the scenes and made them my audience and just delivered the best way that I knew how to deliver.
Hmm.
So it was
Yeah.
frustrating for sure. It was definitely frustrating because we were camera, lights, uh, hair, makeup, we were everything. So it
Hmm.
was frustrating. It was tiring.
Right.
Late nights, early mornings, having to learn music, but it was well worth it. So
Right. It's part of the life.
it's part of the life.
Um, but I really want to say though, you did such a good job. Like considering that
Thank
everything was
you.
virtual, like I remember just watching you and I'm not just saying this because I know you or anything like that, but honestly, I felt the anointing come through all of your
Oh, wow.
performances. I felt the emotions, I felt like crying, I felt like shouting, I'll be trying to
Oh,
be crying, but I felt all of it. And so it
to
was just so
God.
amazing. So you did such a good job. And I'm
Thank
like,
you.
man,
To
she out
God
here
be the
representing
glory.
Colorado. Absolutely.
To
So,
God be the glory.
yes, ma'am. So, what was your favorite performance of the show?
Oh, my favorite performance. I'm gonna go with probably the remix. Um, you said performance, so I'm
Uh huh.
going with that one because it was out of my comfort, completely out of my comfort. I had some issues with what the challenge was, remixing a R&B song to gospel.
Hmm.
That's not where I came from. So definitely, was having some issues. Didn't even know the song, who that person was. didn't,
Right.
didn't know. But I think the challenge of it all, the heart that I came in with saying, listen, I'm giving 150%. Kirk, supporting and being that support, it made it easy. And, I hope that I delivered well. you know. So, and I
Yes.
like the song. I'm a lyrics person, so the lyrics, for me went over well.
Yes, that was hands down my favorite performance too, the Maxwell remix. I was like, Lord, let me get my skates and go glide for Jesus real quick. Let me do. I was
See,
with it. Okay, two stepping
that
in the living room.
two steps.
So it was awesome.
See,
Yeah. So again, congratulations. I'm so
thank
excited
you,
and so happy for you.
thank you.
So tell me, how did you get your start in singing?
Um, in the church. My parents were musically inclined. My family was musically inclined, and I started singing. In my bio, as I said, in the children's choir. You know about that choir, the Angel
The
Choir.
Sunshine
We
Band?
called it the Sunshine Band, but their name was the Angel Choir back in the day. I don't know if they
Mhm.
still go by that, but they were called the Angel Choir. And my mother worked with in that department, and I wanted to
Mhm.
sing because I did it around the house. I wanted to sing. So she asked the first lady, and since my mom was already a worker, they allowed me to come in, and that was the start of it all. So I
Mhm.
was a baby, 18 months singing.
Yeah.
And for us, it's 2 years. You know, you started Sunshine Band at 2 years old, and you got to be potty trained. Well,
Right. You gotta
I
be
was
potty
18
trained and then
months.
you can go
Yes.
on in there. I wish I could
Yes,
say I was
18.
in Sunshine Band. I can hold a little note, but I can't do all them runs. I be practicing though.
Gone and press. I can't
Gospel
do all them
karaoke
wrist
all
and
day.
runs either. I
Mhm,
can't either.
mm. You lies. I don't even believe you right now.
I can't. I can't.
So when did you discover that, not only were you just good at singing, but some people do things just because they're good at it, but when did you
Right.
discover that this was actually going to be your ministry and your purpose?
I think when I started seeing the emotion from people, the reactions from people, and that was at an early age. I think I said 14 years old when I really knew that this is something that I wanted to do. But being in the church, and that's all I knew was church, it was the reaction and the feel that people felt. The love that was shown, and I'm not going to sit up here and lie and say that I had that relationship with God. I
Mhm.
just love singing. You know what I'm saying? I love singing, and to see the people clap, some cried, some fell out, some shouted. It just, we love music. We love,
Right.
all of that. So, um, and then the reward from it was oh, you blessed me, you did this, and hearing that, I think it was something that I really wanted to decide going into. Watching the Clark sisters all my life, I grew up with them, and seeing how they moved, and the late Reverend James Moore, watching that all my life, it was like, this
Mhm.
is something that I think I
Mhm.
could see myself doing.
Mhm. That's amazing. That's amazing. So you start out in Sunshine Band, you grow up a little bit, right? And then
Hmm.
you end up conceiving your first child, right?
Oh,
Outside of, marriage. Now, growing up
yes.
in a Pentecostal church, that is tough, especially back in the day. It's not like how it is now. How do you feel that affected you and how others perceived you?
Listen, here's the truth. What people thought about that situation really wasn't what that situation was. I ended up
Mhm,
pregnant. I'm not going to go real deep right now, but I ended up pregnant. Yes, I did. And because I was in the church, I was shunned.
mhm,
And, back in the day, you had to sit down. You're going to apologize, to
mhm,
the people, and you're going to have a seat. Being a teenager, um, it affected me, but it didn't affect me because I was pushed I wanted to sing, but I was pushed to be doing everything. I had to be in church. There was no, you don't get to stay at home. But I felt like the church throwing me away
mhm,
was the worst thing that they could have possibly done. Just because I had a baby out of wedlock. That's what it was, out of wedlock.
mhm,
We still deal with that today. And that's why a lot of people don't even want to be in the church. And what I had to realize, it wasn't the building that threw me away, it was the people.
Right.
The church is in us. So it
Right.
wasn't the building, it wasn't God that threw me away, but I dealt with that. I walked in it. And the crazy thing is there were still some people that still called on me to sing. So,
Mm-hmm.
you know, to me, it didn't matter. And the word of God speaks on gifts come without repentance. I didn't know what that meant. I just went to sing. I wasn't reading it for myself.
Mm-hmm.
So it really didn't matter. And that's the reality of it. It didn't matter to me. You want me to come and sing? I'm gonna come and sing. You Where my leaders felt, you know, you're gonna have to take a back seat for a while. That hurts, but
Mm-hmm.
because there was no talking, and then they made it seem as though it was a plague and it was a disease, so the other children couldn't be around me, which I thought was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the sin was in what I did. The sin wasn't the baby.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense, you know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
that
So
makes perfect sense.
um, it was in my actions, and I till this day I would say maybe if people asked me, that probably would never happen. If they loved on me a little bit more and not wanted me for my vocal ability and what I could bring to their church and their table, I might not have had that baby.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know?
No, I mean, definitely agree. And I think a lot of churches are more progressive, now these
Hmm.
days. But, I think back then sometimes it could be tough because, they have a lot to say about, what we
Hmm.
should and shouldn't do with our bodies, but don't always do the best job of explaining, or,
Exactly. Exactly.
educating the proper way. Um, so yeah, you had your child and all that, but what I find inspiring is about that is that you continue to move on and you continue to push
Yeah.
towards your dreams. And there's so many women that this happens to, and they just quit and they think that that's all there is. What advice would you give to young women
You
who are
know what?
going
And
through?
it wasn't just that one baby. I had three more afterwards.
Hmm.
And and that's just the reality of it. I had three more, and it's what you stated. The teaching wasn't there. I wasn't taught. It was just, you don't go do that. But there was no teaching. They didn't want to talk about sex. They didn't want to talk about, when you're being told that you're ugly and you're not beautiful, and then that first man comes along and tells you that you are. You kind of enter into thinking, oh, you know what I'm saying? But I tell
Hmm.
women, at the end of the day, you have control over your own life, and if you're going to allow that to stop you, then that's you. But you can still move regardless of what people say, because people are going to always have something to say. They're going to always find something to say about you, whether it's good or bad. But if you just keep pushing, and know you got this child,
Hmm.
and I gotta raise my child. Yes, I had family, that helped and supported, but I took a lot of backlash with that too. So um, at the end of the day, I did my best. My mother made sure that I finished school.
Hmm.
And so wherever you are, just go through those steps of process, wherever it is that you're trying to go. Look at your kid and say, I gotta do what I can do to make sure that my kid is taken care of.
Hmm.
So that's why I say don't give up, because you have to look at the child or the children and say that I'm doing it for them. And that's, for me, that's what I begin to look at and say, I'm doing it because I'm a single parent and my kids need me.
Right.
So I'm gonna keep pressing, and yes, they're gonna talk, and thank you for talking, because it got me here.
It sure did, didn't it? Clap back. Clap back,
See?
Steph. Tell
Thank
those
you.
people.
Yes.
So, through the season, there was one particular episode. I'm not quite remembering which one it was, but you talked a little bit about just your own struggles. I know that the late your mother, Mother
Sister.
Summers and Elder Summers, bless his
Hmm.
heart. Your father was so sweet. He was so
Yes.
happy, so jolly all the time. And your sister passing, and you had some
Hmm.
health issues too. Can
Hmm.
you just kind of talk through like maybe how those experiences really affected you and what you struggled with in your walk?
Well, I'll take it back. The health issues, I think that episode was probably seven, nope, six, because there was only eight. I
Hmm.
think that was episode six.
Hmm.
And um, my health issues began in 2013. I found out that I was type 2 diabetes. My mother passed in '04. I was her caregiver all up
Hmm.
until then. Um, Things that I really wanted to do in my life became put on hold because I took care of my mother. So after she passed, um, I took on being a caregiver for my sister. And then 2013, I got started having my own issues. I had a surgery on my foot, and the diabetes was really out of whack. And so I went through that process. And in 2017, when my father died, my health really started declining. And it was a stress factor. It was the fact that um, because of him dying and then me losing everything, what they shared on the show, they didn't really go into depth of that, but relationships were destroyed. And, I'm going to say this, blood ain't always thicker than water. But,
Hmm.
it was an experience to I had to go through it to get to where I'm at right now. So in 2017, when my father died, things went downhill health wise. I still pressed, I still pushed, I still did. Those that know me know that I was still singing, I was still coming to church, I was still doing, but my health was really declining because of stress, because of the unforgiveness of my heart, the hurt, the bitterness. And my health was declining. 2018, didn't know that I had it. Was working in a facility taking care of Alzheimer's patients, and got really, really sick. And they sent me home. I didn't go to the emergency room, but just laid thinking, my father was a man of faith.
Hmm.
And even though, everybody that knew him, he wouldn't go to the doctors, he wouldn't do that. So I was trying to take on that spirit, but I knew where I hurt. If it hurt, it just hurt. I was like, man, I don't feel what you're feeling. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Our late pastor, our bishop, man of faith. And I was just like, man, I'm trying. But 2018 came, I got sick, ended up going to the ER, not from my job, but ended up going to the ER to find out that I had a mild stroke. And during those years, my voice was doing some stuff already. It was already changing. And
Hmm.
the older you get, I hear the mother of the church say, "Keep living." So keep living.
Right.
You'll
Hmm.
see where I'm coming from. But that time to find that out, that was devastating to me because I didn't have no symptoms, but it was the stress of everything that I had been dealing with losing my home, losing the bloodline relationships, and
Hmm.
my father, who was my hero, who was my best friend, and was there for me. I had during the time my father died, what people may not know was I was recovering from a surgery of um, having uterine cancer. So
Mm.
all that was going on, and then I get put out my home. So
Right.
um, that episode, you know, um, where I had expressed that I can't do it. I was like, I'm not gonna be able to do it. It was because I was
Hmm.
thinking, first of all, this note is way up in heaven, and I'm not gonna be. I cried literally like that whole day.
Hmm.
And I was just like, this isn't gonna work. And so I had decided I'm packing up and I'm going home. Yes, I got to the point where I was like, I don't think my time has come. And I think we were down to five contestants. And I was like, I just thank God that I made it here. I've been seen. I've blessed who I could bless. God, but I was thinking I was dealing with my vocal cords, and I was like, this will be the night that I go home.
Hmm.
But God sang through this here throat of mine because it was
He
difficult.
sang it for you.
So he
Um,
sang it for me. Yes.
so I mean, just recently losing your father, family issues, health issues, now attacking the one thing that you love and cherish so dear, your singing, your
Mhm.
voice. Um,
Mhm.
I can't even fathom that or even imagine that.
And I kept going.
Yeah, you did.
I
Tell
kept
me about
going.
your
Days
process.
that, you know what? Prayer, and I'm not gonna say that I was on my knees every day. Um, I had to decide that if I wanted to win, and I'm not talking about the show, but just win, if I wanted to come out of what I was in, I had to do something that changed. If I wanted to be healthy, so the thing is I started eating healthy. There was days during that process that I couldn't feed my family. Um, I didn't have food in the house. I slept on a hardwood floor. I went from the hardwood floor to my daughter's couch, to the couch to the floor, just to be comfortable, um, with no help from the bloodline. Amen.
Hmm.
And but church members that loved on me, that knew the situation, and that's really what got me through. But I will say, me not quitting, even when I didn't have the voice to sing, and I kept singing and I kept ministering to the people. God was blessing me, and I told God when I tried out for Sunday Best in 2019 and I
Hmm.
didn't make it. It wasn't my time. I wasn't going to try out in 2020 because I was just like, I'm older. It ain't worth it. I know I got these health issues and, it's just, I'm not where I want to be. Um, Something spoke to me and I got a, invite to come and I went and my life turned. But let me take you back to sometime in 2019 where I went and sang for a bishop who's passed now, who
Hmm.
was a national gospel recording artist up in Denver, Colorado. And um, after I sang, one thing I did, I came and I gave a little bit of my testimony, something that I do, because you never know who needs to hear, you know, uh, how you're able to do what you do, the ministry that flows out, how are you doing that? So I just shared a little bit. I didn't go into a whole bunch, but I told them I'm broken and I love this bishop and I love his ministry, but I'm broken and I don't really know what you're finna get tonight, but I'm gonna do my best. And afterwards, um, he spoke to me, and something he shared with me and told me was that I had to forgive, and that I'm in this Job season. And anybody that knows the story of Job, he lost everything, everything. Friends turned their backs on him, all this stuff. And that's where I was. There's really, the only thing I didn't lose was my life, my kids' lives, you know what I'm saying? But everything, my home, my car, relationships, everything was gone. And he told me to go pray. Go pray. This was 2019. He said, go pray and pray blessings for these people. Um, Ask God to take that out your spirit, that unforgiveness, that bitterness, take it out, and watch God open doors for you.
Hmm.
And here I am, 2020, season 10, Sunday best winner. Because I
Yes.
actually, and I ain't gonna lie, I told him, yeah, I'm not really gonna do that right now today. And I don't feel that you want me to go speak blessings and pray blessings over people that didn't care that me and my kids were hungry and that we were on the street, because we'll bounce back and we didn't deserve nothing else from the parents. And um, yeah, I'm not doing that. But when I decided, I have nothing else. And so, God, I give everything over to you. I'm telling you, my health got better. It ain't the greatest, but it got better. Things started turning around, and I'm here today talking to you as season 10 Sunday best BT Sunday best winner. I
Yes.
don't take
Yes.
that lightly, for real.
Amen.
You know,
Um, got a question from Jesse. He says, "How did God help you along the way?" Um, and I'll kind of rephrase that. How do you? So obviously you talk to the bishop and things like that. How do you feel like outside of winning the Sunday best, and what are some other things that God did? How did He move on your behalf?
He placed people in my life that supported me through what I went through. Um, you know, I would drop, but I don't want to put nobody on the spot. But there was certain people that were routine in making sure me and my family were okay. Um, and you know, my life had to start really lining up with his word. Just because I sing doesn't mean that, my life, I'm living the lifestyle that I'm singing about. And so, those doors that I didn't have a whole lot of money. What I had, I tried to stay on top of paying tithes and giving free will offerings when I had it. And God provided. He
Mm-hmm.
made sure that me and my kids, even though, and I stopped talking about that, I wasn't sleeping outside on the street like people are. But the truth of the matter was, I was homeless because I didn't. It wasn't my address. And I tell people, you look up what homeless means. If you don't have, if it's not, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't on
Mm-hmm.
nobody's list. I was homeless, but he provided and he placed these people in my life that were consistent in being there for me, and it helped me. It helped me know that there is people that are church that still really believe in ministry. Just because I was their own didn't mean that you throw me away and oh, she'll bounce back, because I had those too. You know what I'm saying? Come and sing, come and do this. But you didn't know that I didn't feed my family.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that didn't make sense and it wasn't lining up. But the people that he placed in my life, I'll forever be grateful, and I don't take that for granted. And that's how I was able to maneuver. And like I said, when that bishop said, forgive, that was the biggest thing. And a lot of people think, oh, forgiveness isn't for those people that hurt you, it's for you. When you release it, there's nothing that's impossible for God to do and work on your behalf, because you're being sincere,
Mm-hmm.
with putting out there. So it was certain people. It was a handful of people that I knew, because I would go to people that, if you need anything, you hear that stuff. If you ever need anything, and then when I
They
needed
don't
it,
mean it. Mm-hmm.
you understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have it. And or I can't right now. I'm finna do, and I was like, I got sick of that. So, you know, I'm very transparent, and I try to keep real. I got sick of that. And I started telling people, but we praying for you. What you praying? What exactly is it that you praying? Because
That was
that
the
prayer
prayer.
ain't feeding my family. And I'm
Yes.
still, without. So what the prayer is it that you're praying for me? But those people that God bring, and um, pride went out the door,
Mm-hmm.
where I had to go and say I need help. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? I had never in my life been to a food bank ever. Because I felt like that was really stuff that, you really need. But I was at food banks trying to get food that they was fixing to expire the next day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not bougie, but I don't eat too many leftovers. So the
Right.
food fixing to expire, and you want me to eat that and feed that to my kids? I'm good
Right.
on that.
Mm-hmm.
That's real talk. But that's where I was, because my kids, I had no money. I had a
Mm-hmm.
roof over my head, but it wasn't mine. And I had two young children that they weren't young, but they were young enough that I was still responsible for needing to eat. And so those people that came and that were consistent, I'll forever be grateful to them. And they know who they are. I really want to name drop, but you know, I don't want to
That is
hurt
amazing.
anybody.
It's amazing how, he'll God, he'll look out for you and he'll work on your
He will.
behalf. I was just gonna say, when people say that they're gonna pray for you, just know that that was the prayer. We'll
Okay.
pray for you.
Amen. See,
um,
yes.
yes. So you talk a lot about forgiveness and healing. And sometimes when you go through, especially things that you went through, It can be so hard to just let it go and just
Yes,
be
ma'am.
like, I'm gonna just move forward. What was that point for you?
Letting it go, let me tell you, if where I thought um, I had let a lot of stuff go, I didn't, because the truth of the matter is, speak that person's name to me, and I literally got sick. Um, so I knew I hadn't forgave.
Mm,
They were blocked. I didn't want to talk to anybody. I was angry, and those that know, I was angry.
mhm,
I was the minister of music for the church. I went and said, I can't minister to nobody. I don't need to be over nobody because I'm angry. And me spitting that stuff out into that atmosphere. Um, but then this is where the, here comes all these, if I wanted to quit, no, it's not about me quitting. It's about, I don't need to be ministering right now. I need to be ministered to. You guys don't understand what I'm
right.
going through. So that forgiveness, um, I knew that I hadn't forgave, but I just didn't want to deal with the people. You know what I'm saying? I
Mhm,
really didn't. Um, and to me, I felt like I'm good. I I was still sick. You feel what I'm saying?
mhm,
Mentally, I was sick. I was drained, and I wasn't coming out of my situation because I had so much hate in my heart. Being the singer and talking about who God was, I got to a point. I never stopped believing in God, but I said, "How am I going? How can I sing Waymaker and I don't see the way being made for me?" Does that make
mhm,
sense?
mhm,
I'm telling y'all, oh, he a way maker. He's a promise keeper. But the one little thing that I wanted, you ain't did it.
mhm.
it this is just being transparent with
Uh-huh.
y'all. Like, God, what in the world? I'm still sleeping on the floor, sir. Come on. And you want me to get
Mhm,
up and say what? He made a way? Mm-mm. I would go to church and hear people's testimonies about um I went to the mailbox, right? and
and there was a check.
and there was a check. And I was like, well, what in the world? What happened? And it just bothered me. But that forgiveness, I said, I'm gonna do it. And what made me realize the process for not just going and praying for them, but when they would, once I started unblocking numbers from social media. I unblocked you. Now I didn't go say be my friend, but you know,
But you can see
I
what I'm doing
unblocked
now.
you. So if you want to be able to see me, then be able to see me. If you want a relationship, you'll reach out. But I wasn't going to do nothing extra. But I did
Mhm,
unblock you. Um, Now if you want to talk, we can talk. And when I started talking and it didn't bother me, I knew that I was good. When I could actually hold the conversation. But truth of the matter is, I forgave you. That don't mean we'll ever be best friends. And I'm a
mhm,
person, I shared this with somebody. If you really know who Stephanie is a person I don't jump over pews to speak, and I love people, but I'm not going out my way to do a whole bunch of stuff,
mhm,
just to say that I spoke to you today or anything like that. But when I could pick up the phone and just say, "Hey, how you doing?" Or, I don't have much to say, just wanted to check in, and that conversation, and there was peace about it. I knew that I was good. And guess what? I forgave the um, for the apology that I never got.
mm,
And it takes a lot. That takes a big person to forgive something that you feel you owe me an apology. You need to come to me and sit down and talk to me about this,
right,
because
you gotta
that's the
acknowledge the
word,
wrong. Mhm,
right? That's the word of God, but I never got it. And I wouldn't be here today if I wouldn't have just said, you know what, forgiveness is for me. It ain't for them. I want to be well. I want to do some stuff in life, and I'm not gonna die over this. So I forgive you.
mhm,
And I'm moving on. And that's what it is. I speak, and it's sincere. I have no control over how you take it and how you deal with it. I love you. If we weren't talking every day, we're not gonna start talking every day.
Mm-hmm.
That, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? That's that jumping over pews and stuff. If I didn't do that before, I didn't do it now. Just I forgave you. Transparency, right?
Hey, keep it 100. But
Stephanie, I'm just being me.
yes, there. But that's such a big, just in that little bit that you shared, like that message of just, you know what, forgiveness truly is for you, if no one else. And you know, I really appreciate your realness on that. And I even think there's a message just in the part where, because sometimes we go through things that are
Mm-hmm.
tough, and we'll go to church and we'll see people getting blessed, you know, or you know, things are working out. They find checks in the mailbox, and it's like, Lord, let me
Mm-hmm.
look under this pillow. Where is my check?
Okay. You see what I'm saying? Right. Right.
So to continue to work through that, you know, I think that's such a beautiful story of redemption, you know, just never
Yes.
giving up on faith, continue to stay checked in and with God. And that's something that we can all walk away from. Um, so now you're healed, you're forgiven. I'm sure that that was a load off of you and you feel like a whole new person.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I am free. My health is getting better. Um, this door has opened. I
Mm-hmm.
lost a lot even in this process of going through Sunday best. I lost friendships. I've had people go to the industry and talk about me like a dog, and oh, she ain't finna do this and she ain't finna do that, and that's fine because I feel like guess what? At the end of the day, when you know it is what it is. If you're not talking about Stephanie or
Mm-hmm.
talking about you or whoever, something wrong. Because I'm not
Mm-hmm.
perfect. And I don't consider myself to be perfect. And I'm not walking in, I strive for perfection. I strive for excellence in everything that I do. Anybody that really knows Stephanie. So when
Mm-hmm.
I put my foot to it, I'm going all the way. And if that means you can't come with me, you can't take everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
On your
Mm-hmm.
way up.
Mm-hmm.
Our old bishop, would say, what? Go straight forward, straight forward, straight forward. You can't take
Right.
everybody with you. Everybody
Mm-hmm.
can't go. And I had to realize that it hurts. I gained a lot of family. I gained, you know, a new family, and the people that are coming to me. I love them genuinely. I have more young people that are flocking to me, that inbox me, tell me how you did this, tell me how to do this. I want to do, and the fact that they see something in me that they even feel comfortable and come and says so much to me, and I'm humbled at that, and I don't take it for granted. That's why when I do get on social media and I open my platform to say, let's talk, let's do, I'm an open book. But then in my being an open book, I take backlash. Oh, don't tell everybody everything. Well, I don't know. You may not want to tell everybody everything, but I don't know who it's blessing and whose life I
Mm-hmm.
just saved. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? By me being transparent and telling people, I had a post where, I talked about I don't show my teeth because I have the fangs and I have this gap, and I was talked about as a child in the home.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you know so my smile is always closed, but I did a picture side by side, this smile, then this big old smile. And I think even the flyer, I said, well, now why did she pick this picture out with my back,
Girl, that's what your people
saying,
sent me, but I still like the picture. I thought it was cute.
with my mouth. But that was a transparent moment of me telling people, and I got so many people saying, and it wasn't about you telling me that I was beautiful or none of that, but it was people telling me, thank you for sharing that, because I deal with, and
Mhm.
I feel this type of way, and people open it up, and that's what my platform, and I believe God gave this platform for me to be who I am, and help people. I'm not God, but I can share my testimony and let you know that you can make it. Go through the process, trust the process, and look at the outcome.
Mhm.
Because all that I went through in the past 3-4 years was something that I didn't understand, and I wasn't cool with it, and I wasn't happy about that at all, and
Mhm.
I didn't, it wasn't clicking. Go through this process because blessings is coming. That wasn't what it was. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Mhm.
So I was like, I don't see the blessings. I don't feel none of that. I'm not. That's not what it is for me. Whatever y'all get when you in church, whatever, that's beautiful. But at the end of the day, I see it now, and that's why when you go and you look at my bed and I say trust. I said, it's funny. Somebody called me and said, it's funny that, you put all these great blessings and have this, and you don't get too many likes and shares and views and all of that. But you go stand up and be, doing all this, then, oh, they loving that. Well, I'm showing all of Stephanie.
Mm-hmm.
So that it's not just that I know Jesus and that I have relationship with him, but even in Jesus, let me help y'all. There's fun. You can
Mm-hmm.
you can be
Yes, there
you can
is.
be
Say that.
saved. You can be saved
You
and
can
have
still,
fun.
yes, absolutely.
Okay?
Jesus is
So
not boring.
he's not boring. He laughs. He got a sense of humor. You know what I'm saying? So when you see whatever you're looking at, I still love God and I'm still saved, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
still gonna show. I got a 16-year-old. I'm gonna teach her what the words say, but I'm also gonna try and have fun with her so the streets don't grab her.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
So I got grandkids, so I'm gonna have fun with them. They want to do a little dance, we're gonna do a little dance, and I'm still loving Jesus. Get
Mm-hmm.
over it.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That's where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is. God didn't give me this platform for me to just walk and act like I don't go through. Just because you live in that saved life don't mean that's the time
Mm-hmm.
you really finna go through.
Mm-hmm.
Give your life over to Christ, but it's worth it all. It's worth it all
It
because the
definitely
outcome,
is.
if you keep pressing, yes, you're gonna fall. Yes, you're gonna go through some stuff. Now, I say your mistakes, you don't keep making the same one,
Mm-hmm.
but live life. You understand? Live life. And I think for people need to hear that. Jesus ain't boring. Jesus ain't, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. Yeah, that's why we ain't got nobody in the churches now. They ain't got nothing to do with the pandemic. Amen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what else you want to know?
But I would also say, you're so
I
sweet.
just want to be
Just
honest.
adding to that though, because people always say, "Oh, you shouldn't share this, you shouldn't say this," but really, ministry sometimes is in the things that we want to keep secret. Those are the things that really bless and help people. So, let me tell y'all something. Y'all better
Transparency.
stop picking on Auntie Steph. Okay, she just got here. Leave her alone. Okay, the woman can
Y'all
sing.
can
She's
pick on
saved.
me, pick because I love it. It makes me stronger. And there
Yes.
was a point, I told someone I wanted so bad to be accepted because I lost. Yes, don't worry, be happy. Okay.
He brought the Bob Marley song up in here.
Okay.
Okay, Marvin. Thank you.
But I wanted so bad to be accepted that whatever I had to do, I did it. And I was so unhappy for
Mhm,
so many years of my life. And even though y'all saw something totally different, we put up masks and the facade of things. And, I was unhappy. I was completely
mhm,
unhappy, but I love Stephanie. I'm loving what God is doing in my life. And I just want to see Jesus, and I can't see him half stepping, but I can see him being truthful and transparent. We're in a pandemic. People need to know who God is, but people also need to know that even in their mess and their junk, and God still loves you, but you got to get it together. You got to
mhm,
get it together, pull it together, and instead of judging, grab the person and let's talk and see what we can do to fix it and help you be better. And I
mhm,
think when a lot of people, I grew up with the saints that once they got saved, they forgot that they had a past,
mhm,
right?
mhm. Yeah.
Um, so now you telling me you saved, but what bring you to salvation? Something had to bring you.
Mhm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
So and but yeah, you forgot that you was up in the club, you forgot that you was hoeing, you forgot all that. I'm
You have
sorry if
not
I'm going
arrived,
too
ma'am
deep,
and sir.
but you know what I'm saying, you forgot all that. You had to be saved from something, you had to be
Mhm,
redeemed from something. So miss me with trying to act like salvation is once saved, I'm always saved, and I ain't did no wrong. Yes, if you think it.
Mhm.
So
Absolutely.
I'm daily saying, because then that goes against the word that we're forever having to say, Lord, forgive us. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? If people be transparent and be open, I share my stuff because there's people that are dealing with that and don't know how to get out.
Mhm.
And I'm singing about this God that can help them get out and give ways. And I'm singing about that, but don't nobody know what I've been through. That's kind of off to
Mhm.
me.
Yeah,
So
definitely. I think and our time is almost up, but one thing I wanted to mention too that I really appreciate about your story is that you did the work. Like so many people pray and they want these blessings to just God just drop blessings. Well, when they say God is not Santa Claus,
yes.
like for real, he not Santa Claus,
Right.
y'all. Like
Right. Right.
you have to work on
You gotta
yourself.
put
You
in the
have to
work.
pray. You got to put in the work. And so that's one thing I really, really appreciate. And
Yes.
you're just so amazing. I mean, you look
I
great.
love
You're
you.
glowing.
Thank
Your
you.
skin all clear. Look at you.
See?
God is
That's
doing a new thing. um,
yes.
so in closing here, if my listeners and viewers, if they walk away with nothing else, what is one thing that you would want them to know about you?
What do I want them to know about me? Know that, I worked hard to get where I'm at. I didn't give up. I wanted to give up, but I didn't. I pressed. I went through. I still go through, and I'm enjoying the process. I'm enjoying the journey. I'm gonna tell y'all, don't give up on whatever your dream is. I'm 46 years old, and I am a, a national figure at this point. I don't. It
Mhm.
it blows my mind, but um season 10 Sunday best winner, and I had to strive. So I tell y'all, just trust what God is taking you through. It's hard. He's faithful, and if you don't give up on God, he's not going to give up on you. So take that away. Take me as
Oh,
an
that's a
example.
song.
Yeah. You can go look up my video on my page. You can hear a little piece of that song.
Yes, definitely. And when I tell y'all this woman can sing,
Try.
yes, she can sing. Okay. I mean,
Thank
and it just
you.
blesses your heart, not just singing to be singing, but she sings with a purpose and with the message. And I just love every piece of it. Um,
Thank you,
Stephanie,
Jesse.
yes. Where can they follow you on social media? And also if they want to book you. Now listen, y'all, don't be asking her to perform for free. Okay. Black people in these Pentecostal churches, don't be asking her to perform for free. If you hit her up for booking, like expect to pay something. Okay. But where can they find you on social media and where can they book you?
Listen, you can find me, Stephanie Summers, Facebook. I have so many people that want to befriend me, but I can't really accept a whole lot of people on my personal page. But Stephanie Summers, you can go follow me at Stephanie Summers Facebook. You can also follow me at Psalmist_Stephanie on Instagram. And my booking, you can reach out to Halo Management Group. That's Melanie Pratt. That's my manager. She's awesome. She's amazing. And my social media is Couture Parker at halomanagementgroup.com. But it's just Couture at Halo Management. And she does my interviews, my social media, whatever it is, she has me covered. Melanie takes care of all my bookings. Um, and if you go to my profile, please don't, out of all due respect, I just have to share, inboxing me is not going to get you anywhere. Go to my profile page if you want to book me for anything, and it has my information in my bio. I
Mhm.
really appreciate it. I really appreciate the love and support that you guys give.
Yes, please go support Stephanie, book her, all that good stuff. And Stephanie, I'm looking forward to the single in April. It's gonna be so lit.
See,
Girl,
we
give me the
hope that it
exclusive.
comes out in April. Now we still in pandemic, so
You know who I would love to see you do a duet with?
Who?
I don't remember his name. I think his name is Josh, the guy from the season before yours who did redid his dad's song.
That's
The
Mother
All of My
Crispell.
Life. Yeah, him. Yes. Where I get Josh from? Help
Because
Jesus.
Josh is a season winner too.
Yeah.
Josh Rogers. It's funny because I want to sing something with him. I think that young and that old. I can't sing like Melvin, y'all, but I can hold my own.
You're not even old. Stop saying that. And also, y'all, stop calling her mother Stephanie. Like I heard that.
I'll
Like
be auntie
she is
all
not
day.
old. Quit calling her that. She's the auntie.
I will be Auntie Stephanie all day to y'all. Some of y'all, that have that relationship. I don't mind you calling me mama, but you old folk, stop it.
She not there yet, y'all. Don't
I'm
be
not
trying to
there
make
yet.
her older. Look, she looks young. Like she is not old. Stop calling her mother Stephanie. Anyway.
Listen.
All right, awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show. You're so beautiful. I love your story.
You
I
for
also
me.
yes, of course. And anytime you want to come back, let me know, girl.
Okay.
I always close with a quote. And I thought this one was perfect, and it kind of just embodies like your story a little bit. And it says, in God's eyes, the greatest heroes of faith are not those who achieve prosperity, success, and power in this life, but those who treat life as a temporary assignment and serve faithfully, expecting their promised reward in eternity. And that's by Rick Warren.
Wow.
So yeah, that's the end of the show.
That's
Again, make
what's up.
sure you guys are liking. If you like what you see, I hope that you guys are enjoying everything that you've seen in season 2 so far. We put a lot of hard work into this, me and my team. So make sure that you are following us on Facebook and Instagram. The handle's at Back and Forth TV. I'm also on Twitter, kind of. Like I don't really know how to work Twitter, but you can follow me on there too. And then also make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit the notification bell, and make sure you share with all your friends. We want to make sure that we get this message out to as many people as possible. Until next time, we'll see you guys next week. Oh, wait. Also, sign up for Patreon too if you want to. This will be the last live show that I do for a while. So if you want to see everything live, we do it live every Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. Mountain Time. You do. Did Jesse say sing a note? You want to hum a little something?
You are the source of my strength. You are the strength of my life. I lift my hands in total praise to you. You said sing a note. That was a few.
That was a few. I started to jump in. I said, no, I don't want to ruin her little thing. I'll be liking the karaoke. All right. So again, the show live for Patreon members is every Wednesday, 6 to 7 p.m. And then for the rest of you who are the extended BFTV family members, it will drop on Friday on all streaming platforms and also on YouTube. But again, Stephanie, thank you. You sound so beautiful. Make sure you guys follow her. And until next time, you guys have a wonderful week. Bye.
Yes, see you. Thank you, Evelyn.